Rockhill Racing Circuit for the final round of the 2017 Scottish Formula Ford Championship, a championship which has already been wrapped up and sealed by Ross Martin at the previous round here. The pressure's off. He just told me that it's time to unleash it, so we'll see what he can do this time in qualifying. If that's anything to go by, a 54.6 in qualifying. Can't set a lap record in qualifying, obviously, but that is a 10th under the current lap record, so I think that's what he's got his eyes set on in the race. Jordan Gronkowski lines up second, and he's going to have different thoughts. He wants to take another win. He's been really quick in the wet conditions in the Van Diemen, but going really quick in the dry this morning in qualifying. I'll hand it to Richard, and he'll take us through their first race.
Thanks very much, Joe. It is the champion, Ross Martin, who starts on pole position. Jordan Gronkowski alongside. Second row, Michael McPherson and Sebastian Melrose. Then it's Neil Broom and David Hurry on row 3. Ross Howe with Stephen Barlow on row 4. And Ivan Mares, welcome return to the grid for him. He completes the lineup. 5-second board shown. Lights are on. Relatively long wait for these guys. Very long wait in actual fact. The lights go out. And everybody makes a very good start indeed, headed by Ross Martin, with Jordan Gronkowski in second. Michael McPherson in black is third. Fourth place is Sebastian Melrose. Sebastian in white, remember, is second in the championship. He could sew up second place in the championship in this race. Should be a formality for him as long as he bags a few points. As we watch Neil Broom up ahead of David Hurry. Got Ross Howe in behind as well, Stephen Barlow, Ivor Mares at the back. Ivor, a guest driver for this race, and not registering any championship points. And although the championship is settled, we'll talk about championship points a little bit later on in the race. So another great season of Scottish Formula Ford racing about to come to a conclusion. We have got a challenge on here as Ross Howe looks bravely to the outside line in the 29 car, can't quite do it. And David Hurry, the Orkneyman, holds on to it. Haven't seen David since round 9 on the 2nd of July, had a retirement then, and a brace of 6 positions in rounds 2 and 3, his best results of the year, 2 retirements. Other than that, he's getting stuck in this race as the champion Ross Martin leads Jordan Gronkowski. Martin here, this really, when the championship settle, a lot of people huff and puff when a championship's sewn up early. But, you know, the racing could be just as fierce, and these guys are racing for the win. There's no thought of championship, there's no thought of sandbagging or holding back to be safe to get the finish, to get the points. This is an outright race, and it's Ross Martin out front at the moment, Gronkowski in second, Michael McPherson is in third place. Michael looking to add another podium to his collection. Ross Martin, the most successful driver in the championship this year. His statistics, 9 wins, 2 second places, and hence sewing things up at the last round. He's on potentially here for another 25 championship points, but he's looking to get that win tally into double figures here. Jordan Gronkowski has had 3 podiums, including 1 win, 1 second, 1 third place. And Gronkowski, the chaser here in the 33 car, a veteran of this formula really, and he's always been a top performer. The only year since 2011 that he hasn't finished in the top 3 of the championship was last year, 2016, so that was a bit of a blip. But he's coming back to form, and I think you'd have to be brave to discount him if he comes back next year as a major challenger for the 2018 campaign. That would be good to see. Martin's still out front though. Gronkowski is keeping close to him, so it is Ray heading Van Diemen chassis at the moment. Good to see a mix of both manufacturers represented here, showing how evenly matched the cars are in capable hands. Ross Martin still leading, Gronkowski second, so Jordan Gronkowski setting a good pace here. And Joe sounded a little bit surprised that he's doing so well here in dry conditions. Through goes Ivor Mares, Ivor a former classic champion many times, last time of which was the 2014 season. Matthew Chisholm having taken that title over the last 2 years. Across the line they go. We've got a really good scrap on for third place at the moment. Sebastian Melrose in white is looking for it, and he's got the outside line. It's the run down into Duffus and then Leslie's, and I think up into third place here. Melrose worked hard for that, but he gets up onto the podium here. This should secure him second position in the championship. Points wise, I can tell you that Gronkowski here will actually move ahead of Kenny Cowie. He'll be delighted to be back into the top 3 of the championship, and Cowie not racing this weekend, so that means that third position He's pretty much, I think, going to go to Gronkowski. Neil Broom could possibly overtake him in the last race, but it's going to be advantage Jordan as the battle for third place continues. This is super stuff. Melrose on the inside, but a good attack here by Michael McPherson on the outside, looking to try and go through on the outside line. Thought he might go for the cut back there, runs a little bit wide, hoping to get momentum going up the hill to chase the two race leaders who are ahead of them. So McPherson trying his hardest now on the penultimate lap of the race.
5-6.
McPherson should overhaul Clay Mitchell in the championship standings this weekend. Clay, another driver not with us here, but McPherson, remember, bagged 3 podia so far this year. David Leslie Trophy took 3rd place, and then the August rounds on the reverse circuit took them 2. Here's a battle a little bit further back. Look how close these cars are, still at the tail end of the race. Neil Broom chasing David Hurry. Ross Howe next up. And looking at the inside line there was Broom, having a very good look indeed. Stephen Barlow in the white car with the blue at the back of this quartet, not far away. So plenty of battling going right the way down the order. And previous race winner earlier on in the season, Neil Broom, looks to the outside line. Can he make this one stick? But the 27 car, the Van Diemen of David Hurry, still there at the moment, but Neil Broom looking up the inside line, couldn't quite get the momentum. Coming up in the mix as well is Stephen Barlow, who's challenging Ross Howe, goes through as they go on to the last lap. Super racing. Barlow up into 7th place.
Last lap.
David Hurry, though, is the man in 5th position at the head of that battle. Meanwhile, onto the last lap, it's Ross Martin still out front. Jordan Gronkowski chasing him hard and hasn't given up the chase. He hasn't been near enough to make a move, but he's lighting up the timing screen at the moment, and it could be a fastest lap here for Gronkowski, who's closing up on Ross Martin now. Ross Martin, I think, is going to get his win tally into double figures. The champion wins the opening race of the weekend here. Jordan Gronkowski second, does indeed get the fastest lap. We wait for 3rd place. Sebastian Melrose coming under pressure again from Michael McPherson, but it's Melrose from Michael McPherson in 4th place, and then this quartet of cars having a super dice over 5th position at the moment, headed by David Hurry. Hurry takes 5th place, then it was Neil Broom from Ross Howe, Stephen Barlow and Ivan Mayers completing the finishers in his race. Fastest lap confirmed with Jordan Gronkowski.
Before we speak to our winner, I want to speak to the man who presented the trophies, Dexter Patterson. I'm going to connect you with Formula Ford, although you're only, how old are you?
14.
14, but you've just won the karting world championship, the first Scotsman to do it.
Yeah, really good weekend. Yeah, tough season, but to pull it off at the end was good.
We all know how close karting is. I watched the race about a week after it happened, and I was on the edge of my seat, even though I knew the result that you'd managed to win it. Obviously, Ross is from a karting background. You've just seen him win the Formula Fords. You're almost of the age of thinking about stepping up to cars.
Yeah, probably another year in karting, and then we'll probably look at the options with cars. So yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
And from one current karting world champion to an ex-karter, Ross Martin, you've had a hell of a season. You've dominated. I said to you at the start there, I mean, what more can you do here? What can you achieve? The lap record, the conditions weren't going to let it happen, were they?
I think it was just out of grasp a little bit. I mean, yeah, 2/10 off, I think I came off in the end there, but yeah, Jordan's been pressuring me all that race. I think I got a good start, but then again, the wind, like you said, is picking up, so the toe does come into hand a little bit. But yeah, pressure stayed off. I managed to bring the car home. 10-lap race, a little bit shorter than usual, but yeah, all was good.
Well done on a fantastic year, and I'm sure I'm going to speak to you again later this afternoon.
Can I just add one point? Tragically, we lost a family member in my team. This is a team that I've raced with all season, but to me, they're a family, and personally, I'd like to dedicate this win to Dave. Thank you.
Well said.
Cheers, thank you.
Jordan, well done. Second place, not wet conditions as well. I think it's the first time we've seen you challenging for the win. I thought it was going to be a win over Royce, some serious pace, and in the dry.
Yeah, it was fantastic, Joe. Thanks very much. Yeah, I mean, as you say, last time out we proved we had it in the wet. We've always known the car's been quick in the wet, but the dry, just getting it in that setup window has been a work of a couple of years. And yeah, last time out in Saturday practice it was good in the dry, and yesterday it was good in the dry. Qualifying obviously confirmed that, and then to be fighting for the win in the fully dry with the pace today. The pace is so quick out there today. and I think somebody said I got the fastest lap as well, so that's pretty good. But no, it's just fantastic. I think I said to my dad, it's one of the best second places I think I've had.
Well, it's nice that Ross is not fighting for his championship. His is done and dusted, so he's nothing to lose. So he wasn't having to be cautious. He could give it everything, as could you, because you haven't been here all year, so you can give it everything, and it's a true battle.
It was, yeah, it was fantastic. Ross is, he's one of the guys you can race against cleanly, and it's just, I love these kind of battles where there's not much overtaking, so maybe it looks a bit boring to guys watching on TV, but on the track, the two of us, you can see that with the cars that we're right on the ragged edge, just trying to push everything, and it's kind of a battle of wills and a battle of times, and I really enjoyed it.
Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Seb Melrose, well done. A great drive to third place, a last lap manoeuvre, but more importantly for you, I think second place overall in the championship as well.
Yeah, it's not. See, I think I've sealed it. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll need to do the maths. But I was going to be taking that race, quite easy, just to secure the second. But as soon as I got in the car, I was like, you know what, I'll finish.
The true racer came out.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it's like. You can never take it easy, can you?
For the final race of the day, you need to finish, obviously, for the second place in the championship. It can all go wrong, yeah?
I think I've actually sealed. I think I might have sealed it.
We should really work this out before we start talking about it, but you're there or thereabouts.
Yeah. I think, I am thereabouts. I'm going to, try have another clean race. Try not make too much work for the team, but yeah, to be honest, this weekend I want to dedicate it to Graham's dad, who sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. I just, I'm happy to get this podium, just, for the cause,
Well said.
Wearing the black bands on our
Well said. It's a nice gesture. I can remember from years ago the team, and I remember Dave there as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite sad, but it's for a good thing,
Well done.
Thank you.
The final Formula Ford race of the 2017 season is about to begin, and as we've seen pretty much all year long, thumbs up from pole position man, race winner, champion Ross Martin. He's also got the Mazda Road to Indy Scholarship Shootout coming up later in the year as well. Seb Melrose, he is keen to try to secure second position in the championship, so he needs to have a good race here. I'll hand it to Richard, and he'll take us through all the action.
Thanks very much, Joe. Ross Martin looking to make it 11 wins this year from pole. Jordan Gronkowski will be trying to stop him. Sebastian Melrose next from Michael McPherson. David Hurry and Neil Broom on row 3. Fourth row, Ross Howe with Stephen Barlow, and then Ivan Mayers completing the grid. Some great racing in race number 1, and hopefully same again for round 15, the final race of the year. The lights are on. It's another long wait, isn't it, from the starting gantry, but eventually the lights go out. We're underway, sadly, for the final time in 2017. And it's the man who won the ticket for the Mazda Road to Indy who leads them away once again. Ross Martin looking to get an 11th win of the season. It's been a great year for Ross Martin. By my calculations, I reckon Sebastian Melrose has already got the second wrapped up in the championship. And there he is in the white car running in third place, resuming battle with Michael McPherson. Michael looking to try and get into third place here on the road, and ultimately that could get him into sixth place in the championship standings as well. He could possibly overtake Neil Broom as well if Neil has a non-finish, but Neil running well at the moment, and he's in sixth place up ahead of Stephen Barlow. But out front, Ross Martin, who leads from Jordan Gronkowski. Jordan's car very clearly on song. Fastest lap for him in round number 14, race 1 of the weekend here. And maybe and hopefully setting his stall out for next year. As I say, last year was a little bit of a blip on his CV, being absent from the top 3 in the championship, but this year he's got up into third position in the championship. 4 points, again, by my calculations, clear of Kenny Cowie going into this last race of the year. Neil Broom in 5th position, and I think Neil will stay there because even if he could still get 4th place. If Neil Broom wins and gets fastest lap, he could just pass Kenny Cowie. And in fact, even if he doesn't get fastest lap but wins, he would take 4th position in the championship by virtue of race wins, because he did take that win at round 5. But he's got a lot of work to do. There he is, the man from Edinburgh in the number 3 car. It's still going to be, I think, 5th position in the championship for him as we go on to the second lap, and Ross Martin still out front. But as you can see, battling going on right the way down the field, which is marvellous to see. Ross Howe up ahead of these runners at the moment. Started from 7th position on the grid and up ahead of Neil Broom at the moment. So these two, I think, are going to engage in battle. Howe in the Van Diemen RF99, Neil Broom in the 2017 Ray chassis. Podium battlers going through shot, and Broom looking keen here, gets a very good line around Hislops and coming onto Railway Straight, teeing himself up for the inside line. We flick back for the battle for the lead as well, which is still there with Ross Martin. Jordan Gronkowski busy challenging him, and up and over the brow they go. Still in 3rd position is Sebastian Melrose. So Melrose looking to pinch let me see, at 5 podiums, 7th podium of the year. But look at this is a keen fight going on, and we come back to it, and down through on the inside line goes Neil Broom. Broom makes it past Ross Howe. Coming up in the mix as well, Stephen Barlow, David Hurry, floppy markers going all over the place there. And this quartet, they were very evenly matched in race 1, and it's the same story here in race 2. But at the back of the quartet this time, of course, we've got David Hurry. Ivan Mayer's a little bit adrift of these guys at the moment, but will be doing his best to try and close in on them. So Neil Broom starting to break free. Stephen Barlow looks to the outside line here. Barlow putting the pressure on Ross Howe, and he's done a fantastic job of going into the hairpin on that outside line. Doesn't get run too wide, has to run the curb, and that was a super move by Stephen Barlow. Makes up a position. He's got to try now and close down on Neil Broom. So Barlow up into 6th place. Meanwhile, Michael McPherson is running in 4th. 3rd place looks pretty much settled at the moment the way of Sebastian Melrose. Both of those drivers in the 2014 Ray chassis. This quartet still getting stuck in. David Hurry at the back of the group at the moment, trying to close down on them. Stephen Barlow not that far away from Neil Broom, but Barlow will have a look in his mirrors and he'll see that Ross Howe is right there as well. This is 3rd and 4th position. Still 3rd is Sebastian Melrose. So Melrose 2nd in the championship. Melrose still coming under big pressure. Remember, Seb was 3rd last year. Last year's winner, championship winner, Neil McLennan from Jamie Thorburn, who was also newcomers champion. Ross Martin, this year's newcomers champion, who is still out front. And looking a little bit more settled here from Jordan Gronkowski in this race at the moment. So Gronkowski again showing some decent pace and not that far away from the race leader, as we pick up with Ross Howe now coming under a little bit of pressure from David Hurry. So Howe and Hurry racing it out for 7th place at the minute. Stephen Barlow with a little bit of breathing space over those two and trying to reel in Neil Broom immediately ahead of him. Broom still in 5th place, as he is indeed in the championship. Michael McPherson ahead of them will edge up on them in the championship, but Ross Martin well clear. Sebastian Melrose now incidentally on 215 points, significantly clear of Jordan Gronkowski, who's now 3rd in the standings on 174. But look at this, Neil Broom coming under pressure there momentarily from Stephen Barlow. This is the scrap for 3rd place. Sebastian Melrose still there. Michael McPherson would dearly love to grab another podium as well, just shaded from the podium in race number 1. So what can he do about the 3rd place man? Sebastian Melrose moves up 1 place in the championship order, as we said, from last year. Jordan Gronkowski was newcomers champion his 2nd season in the Formula, because that on account did extend into year 2 for newcomers. He was newcomers champion in 2012, the year that Ross McEwen won it from Ali Dow. The overall championship is from Ali Dow, with Ian Munro in 3rd place. Ian, of course, vying for the Scottish Mini Cooper Cup this year. So this one back to 12 laps, and out front still Ross Martin. Some really good laps being set, and it looks like the youngster, of course, is going to start to turn his attention now to the 2 blue riband events of the year, the Walter Hayes Trophy at Silverstone and the Formula Ford Festival at Brands Hatch. And always a super way for the year to wind up. It's a truly international event, and I wonder if we'll see Dexter Patterson racing in those in a few years as well. The youngster we saw on the podium with Joe, the CIKFIA Junior Kart Champion, which he won at PFI incidentally, and obviously keeping a very keen eye on what's going on in Scottish motor racing as we go on to the last lap of the season here for the Scottish Formula Ford 1600 Championship. It looks like being another win for Ross Martin. He's being challenged still by Jordan Gronkowski, and Jordan's car getting quicker as the laps go on, but he's not close enough, I don't think, to challenge the champion this year. But Jordan again lighting up the timing screens on the last lap, and I think heading for another fastest lap and that bonus point, which will further consolidate third position in the championship, which he snatched away from Kenny Cowie in race number 1. But it's Ross Martin who is the leader. He's going to go away with 11 wins and 2 second places in this year's championship, barring any problems coming down into the hairpin. Martin is there, very neatly done indeed. The logo of the Glasgow Tigers Speedway team on the side of the car. Here we come then up to the checkered flag, and it's Ross Martin that takes another win. A double here once again this weekend. Jordan Gronkowski indeed did get fastest lap again on that final tour. Third place Sebastian Melrose, he is second in the championship. Fourth place in the race goes to Michael McPherson, and Michael into sixth place in the standings. Neil Broome was in fifth place in the race. Ross Howe, Stephen Barlow, David Hurry and Ivor Mares, all 9 drivers once again finishing.
Ross, that brings 2017 for Scotland to a finish. I know we've got the Walter Hayes and the festival to look forward to, but as far as Scotland goes, that's it. What a year.
What a year, Joe. Yeah, like you said, I think, you know, max my attack this year is what I've went it for, and yeah, up and down like you said, but I'm more than happy with the season I've had. I think I really have shown that, you know, I can bounce back from whatever happens. Yeah, I've had that team behind me the whole year, and I just can't thank them enough. They have done a huge and mega job for me. Thank you, guys.
It's a huge turnaround in 12 months as well, going back to this time last year, coming off the back of a kind of disastrous venture into F4, I think it was. Didn't really work out, obviously for financial reasons. You've come back, rebuilt, and you're heading off to America as well.
Oh, I cannot wait. Yeah, out there in December, we're going to show what the Scots can do. But yeah, what a prize the Mazda offer. Yeah, Road 10 is where it's at, and I'm really looking forward to getting out there.
Well done, it's been a pleasure to watch, and I'm sure we're going to hear good things next year from you, but also good luck for the Walter Hayes and the festival.
Cheers, guys, thank you.
Seb, finally, P2 secured in the bag. Overall, 2017, you've got to be happy with it.
Well, this guy here, he kept the car
Is this the main man who helped?
He's the main man, he kept the
Hi
car
guys, hi everyone!
No, it's good to end the season like that, you know, on the podium twice. He's ridiculous, isn't it?
He is. But he's done a good job spanning the car.
No, definitely he has. Like, he's been a big part of my season, and you know, all joking aside, he's really worked hard this season, and it's been proven. I mean, second in the overall championship, that's pretty good going.
What's the plan for next year regarding your haircut? Where'd you go from here?
Well, first thing, get a bit shorter, and second of all, I don't actually know what I'm going to be doing next season. I want to move up. I feel like I'm maybe ready for it. We'll see.
Moving up to what?
Don't know yet.
Well, it's been a pleasure watching you. A great season. It saw your first win. It saw the David Leslie Trophy as well. So well done on the overall result for 2017.
Thank you very much, Joe. It's been a pleasure.
Up you get. Go on, up you get.
I'm the smaller.